And similarly, the last column is department with data type varchar 20, and the constraint to be applied is foreign key, which will refer to the department table. So how this is written? You'll write foreign key DPT references department DPT. This DPT is the DPT column of the table, the same table, and this is the name of the parent table, and this is the primary key of the parent table. So you have to learn the syntax. Foreign key, the column name, that is DPT, references parent table name, and within round bracket the primary key of the parent table. Referencing action used with on update or on delete. These are the different referencing actions that you can use with update or delete. First is cascade. Cascade means it will automatically update or delete the matching row in the child table if any row has been deleted from the parent table. Similarly, set null. It will set the foreign key column to null in the child table if a column has been changed or deleted in the parent table. No action means any change in the related column is rejected and error message is displayed if any change is made which is violating the rules of foreign key. Restrict is same as no action. So it will also display the error message if any change or delete is issued on the column which is affecting the referential integrity. So this is a question for you. Write a command to create the table client with cascade referencing action. This is the table product with columns PID, PName, price, and a table client with CID, PID, client name and city. So from this you can see that this is the parent table and this is the child table. This is the primary key of the parent table and here it is the foreign key. So this is the answer. We'll write create table client CID in 5 primary key. So it is here. CID is the primary key here. Next PID int 5. So it is for this column PID. Next client name char 20. It is the column definition of this client name. Next column is the city char 20. It is for this column city char 20. Then foreign key. This is how foreign key will be defined. Foreign key, this column. References the parent table PID. On delete cascade, on update cascade. So on delete cascade, on update cascade means if anything is changed in the parent table, it will be reflected back in the child table, and if anything is deleted in the parent table, it will be reflected back in the child table. Adding constraint with alter table. So alter table command can be used to add constraints to an existing table. So if you have already created a table and if you want to change anything, you have to use alter table command. To add or remove constraint also you have to use alter table command. And the format of using alter table to add primary key is alter table, the table name, suppose teacher is the table name, add keyword is used. Add keyword is used to add a new column also, and it is used to add a primary key also. So add primary key and the column name that you want to make primary key. So you have to learn the syntax. Alter table, teacher, that is table name, add primary key and the column name which you want to set as primary key. Next is naming a constraint. If you want to name the constraint, you can write the name of the constraint using this format. Alter table product, that is table name, add constraint. Now this is the constraint name. The constraint is primary key. You can use any name. It is pk_1, but you can use any name. And this is the column name which you want to set as primary key. Next is alter table client, add constraint fk. Suppose I want to use this name for the foreign key constraint. This line is same as you set the foreign key. Just before the foreign key you'll write the name of the constraint. Similarly, just before the primary key you'll write the name of the constraint. Rest of the syntax is same. So alter table client, add constraint fk1, foreign key PID, references product PID. If you don't specify name of foreign key, then this is the default name given by the MySQL. So this is the table name ibfk_1. Similarly, if you are setting another foreign key of the same table client, if it will be ibfk_2 and so on. Now if you want to remove the primary key constraint, again you have to use the alter table command only. So to make any change in the structure of the table, you have to use alter table command. So here you will write alter table product drop primary key, because there is only one primary key, so you don't have to give the name of the column. You simply write drop primary key. So while removing a primary key, name is not required because there is only one primary key in the table. Similarly, if you want to remove foreign key, you'll have to use again the alter table command. The format is alter table, table name, suppose the table name is client, drop foreign key and the name of the foreign key. Now when you are removing the foreign key, you have to write the name of the foreign key, because there can be multiple foreign keys in the table, and because there is only one primary key in the table, so you don't need name of the primary key. But with the foreign key, because there are multiple foreign keys in the table, so you have to write the name of the foreign key. But this you can write only if you have written this name when you were creating the foreign key for the table. Next is how to view the constraints of the table. It is with the help of show create table constraints command. Show create table product. So if you write show create table product, show create table is the command, product is the table name. This is the type of display it will give. This is the type of display of the create table command. If you write, say this is the column name, PID, int 11 not null the constraint. The second column is p name, cat20 default null, price decimal default null, primary key PID. Similarly, you can write show create table client to display the structure of the client table. So you can see how the foreign key is displayed. Constraint, this is the name of the foreign key PID, references, the table name and the column name. To enable foreign key, the command is set foreign key checks equal to 1. Set foreign key checks equal to 1. And to disable the foreign key, you'll write set foreign underscore key underscore checks equal to 0. That is, if we have defined foreign key, but if you don't want that foreign key should work, then you can write set foreign key checks equal to 0. Now question for you: which constraint are applied only as column constraint? Think the answer. Which constraints are automatically applied when you select a column as primary key? Now the answers are the default and not null constraint. They can be applied only as column constraint. Unique and not null constraints are applied when you select a column as primary key. So I told you, when you select any column as primary key, these are the two constraints that are automatically applied on that. Now another question: write a command to add foreign key constraint in a table recipient on column SID, taking reference from S code column of the table sender. Also give a suitable name to the constraint. So in this command you have to add foreign key. Now to add foreign key you have use alter table command. Similarly, in the next question you have to add the primary key. Again, to add primary key constraint in the table employee you have to use alter table command. You can check your answers. Alter table recipient. So here recipient is the table name and column is SID. So I'll write alter table recipient, add constraint, this is the name of the foreign key, then foreign key SID. SID is the column name. Taking reference means references sender. After references write the table name. So this is the table name, references, table name and the column name. This is the column name. Now next command, to add primary key. To add primary key again you have to use alter table command. Alter table employee. So this is the name of the table. You can see from the question. Write a command to add a primary key constraint to the table empid and the column is to the table employee and the column is empid. So the answer will be alter table employee, that is the table name, add constraint. You can, this is optional, pk1 primary key empid. Next, write a command to drop the foreign key, that is to remove the foreign key. The name of the foreign key is fk2 from the table sender. Then write a command to drop primary key from the table employee. Write the answer and then check the answer when I display the answer. So the answers: alter table sender, this is the name of the table sender, drop foreign key fk2. The next answer, alter table, table name is employee here, so alter table employee, drop primary key. Now next is write a command to add foreign key constraint to SRNO column of table report, taking references from SRNO of the column student. So this is the parent table, this is the column name of the parent table, this is the child table and this is the column name of child table. Ensure that changes done in primary key column of the parent table are done in foreign key. So here you have to use cascade. So the answer is alter table report, we add constraint fk1 foreign key, the column which you want to set as foreign key, references, the parent table name, the primary key of the parent table, on delete cascade, on update cascade. So ensure that changes done in the primary key column of the parent table are done in the changes means update as well as delete. So you'll write up on delete cascade, on update cascade. In this video we are going to study few more topics of SQL. These topics are grouping the records, where you will study about the group by clause, having clause, table joins, and few more practice questions. Now grouping. So SQL has a group by clause for dividing the table into group on the basis of the values of the given column after group by clause, and it is used with the select statement. Grouping can be done by a column name or with aggregate functions. So when grouping is done on multiple columns, it is called nested grouping. So count total salary given to the employees department wise. So whenever you have this type of language that you have to display anything on the basis of the values of given column, group by is required. Total salary means sum function will be used. This is the aggregate function. Salary is the column name. With aggregate function sum, we write column name within round bracket. From EMP, that is the table name. Group by, DEPTNO. Department wise, suppose the department NO is the column name. So it will display this output. So for each department, retrieve the department number, number of employees in the department, and their average salary. For this, the query will be select department number. Suppose department number is DNO, count asterisk for number of employees, count asterisk counts number of columns, comma AVG salary, because you want to display their average salary. So AVG is the function, another aggregate function that finds the average of the values of the given column that you have written within round bracket from employee group by DNO. Sometimes we want to retrieve the values of these functions for only those groups that satisfy certain conditions. In that case, having clause is used. So having is used to specify condition on group. So when you have to specify condition on individual tuples, you use where clause. But if you want to apply condition on a group, you have to use having clause. For example, if you want to retrieve the project number and number of employees for each project on which more than 2 employees work. So number of employees means count asterisk. Number of records means count asterisk. So number of employees, so count asterisk, are more than 2. So the query will be select P number count asterisk from project group by P number having count asterisk greater than 2. So on which more than 2 employees work, that is number of employees, that is count asterisk more than 2, that is greater than 2. So this is how having is used. It is used after group by, and in having we can use aggregate functions, while in where we cannot use aggregate functions. So that is the difference between group by and having. Where is used to place condition on individual rows, while having is used to place condition on grouped columns. Where can work, it will not use the aggregate functions, and the condition is used before the grouping. Here it can use aggregate functions and the condition is applied after grouping. So having is used after group by, whereas where is used before group by. Now where and having can appear together. This is an example, and the order of the clauses will be first select, from, select, just after select from is compulsory to be used. Then after from, if you are using where, it will be written just after from, and then if you are using group by, it will be written after where, and if you are using having, then it will be written after group by. So this should be the order of the different clauses that are being used with select. So display product number and total number of products. So this is product number and total number of products for each type. So P number, group by P number, except product name is television. So where P name not equal to television, on which more than 2 products are listed, means number of products are more than 2. So having count asterisk more than 2, greater than 2. Next are table joins. Join is a query that combines rows from 2 or more tables. In a join query, more than 2 tables are listed in from clause. So after from you write the table names. In join you have to write multiple table names after from. In unrestricted join or Cartesian product of the 2 tables, all possible concatenations are formed of all the rows of both the tables. So each row of table 1 will form a record with each row of the table 2, if there are 2 tables on which Cartesian product is being applied. So if you write select asterisk from EMPL, DEPT, where EMPL and DEPT are the names of the 2 tables, it will find the Cartesian product of the 2 tables EMPL and DEPT. So this is the query to find the Cartesian product of 2 tables, that is EMPL and DEPT. Cartesian product is also known as cross join. It produces a resultant relation whose cardinality is the product of cardinalities of operand tables and degree is sum of degrees of operand tables. So if you write select asterisk from EMP, DEPT, or you write select asterisk from EMP cross join DEPT, both are same. So cross join is used to find the Cartesian product. It is cross join here. Table alias means alternative name given to the table. Temporary label you can say given to the table is known as alias, and it is given in from part. In from part, this is the table name, and after table name if you write any name, it is the alternative name or label name for this EMPL. Similarly, D you have selected for DPT. So wherever you want to refer DPT you can use D, and wherever you want to refer EMPL table you can use E. Like if you want to write DPT-NO of EMPL table, you can write EMPL dot DPT-NO, or you can write E dot DPT-NO. So you can assume that this is just a short name of this table. Generally the temporary label or alias name are shorter than the original names. So EMPL I have used a shorter name like E for EMPL and D for DPT. So whenever you want to use DPT you'll use D, and similarly whenever you want to use EMPL you can use E if we have used the alternative names. So E dot DPT-NO, or you can write EMPL dot DPT-NO, but this is shorter, so you can write E dot DPT-NO is equal to D dot DPT-NO. This is how the temporary labels or alias names are used. Next is equijoin. In an equijoin, the values in the column being joined are compared for equality, that is equal to sign will be used. All the columns in the table being joined are included in the results. So all the columns, that is, in the result you will get all the columns of the tables. So this is an equijoin example. Select asterisk from employee comma DPT where DN number is equal to DNO. So if the column names are different, then you can directly write D number equal to DNO. But if the column names are same, that is, if DN is in employee also and DN is in DPT also, then you cannot write like this. There you have to write employee dot DNO or DN is equal to DPT dot DN. But here, because the column names are different, in employee, suppose this DN number is in employee and DNO is in DPT, so these are two different columns, so they can be written like this, and D name is equal to research. Similarly, the same thing can also be written as from employee comma DPT where, see, employee dot D number is equal to DPT dot DNO. But this is compulsory if both the columns are same. Using table name dot. Using table name dot, this syntax is compulsory if these column names are same. But because in this example they are different, so you can rewrite the same thing as DNO, D number is equal to DNO. Natural join is just like equijoin, where join condition is not specified. So it means duplicate columns in table being joined are removed in the result. The duplicate columns will not be displayed. So example, select asterisk from employee, natural join department. So natural join keyword can be used to perform natural join. So if this employee table has the column EMPNO, E-name, DESIG, DNO and salary. Similarly, department table has column DNO, D-name and HOD. Then this particular query, when executed, will have the following columns. That is EMPNO, E-name, DESIG, salary, DNO, D-name, HOD. Because DNO is in both the tables, it will be displayed only once in natural join. Now few more practice questions. If this is a table, player and table games. First question is identify the parent table and the child table. Identify the primary key and the foreign key in both the tables. What is degree and cardinality of the Cartesian product of the tables? Check the column G code in both the tables. Do you find any discrepancy? What should be done so that any changes made in the primary key column in parent table are automatically done in the child table? So these are the commonly asked questions in your examination. First question, identify the parent table and the child table. Now look at the tables. These are the two tables. So read the tables carefully and see which common values are there in the column. Match the values. Do you find these type of values in this table? No. These values? No. These type of values are also not present in this table. Similarly, this is not present here. But if you see these values, they are present here also. It means G code is the, and it is being repeated here 101 101. It means G code is the foreign key in the player table, and it means it is primary key in the games table. So identify the parent table and the child table. So which is the parent table? Where the primary key is defined. So this is the parent table, and player is the child table. Identify the primary key and foreign key in both the tables that I have told you. This is the foreign key in the table player, this is the primary key in the table games, and this is the primary key in the table player, the P code. What is the degree and cardinality of the Cartesian product of these two tables? So first find the degree and cardinality of the individual tables. What is the degree of player table? Degree is number of columns, 1, 2, 3. So 3 columns means the degree is 3 here. And what is the cardinality? Cardinality means number of rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows are there. So cardinality is equal to 4 here. Now write the degree and cardinality of this. So how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this table the degree is equal to 4. Now cardinality, count the number of rows, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 rows means cardinality is equal to 5. Now when you find the Cartesian product, then the cardinalities are multiplied. So these two cardinalities will be multiplied. So you'll write 4 into 5. 4 into 5. So cardinality will be the product of cardinality of the two tables, and degree will be the sum of degree, that is 3 plus 4. Check the column G code. Do you find any discrepancy? G code here, no discrepancy. Yes, there is a discrepancy. This 108 is not present in the parent table. So every value of the foreign key is derived from the primary key of the parent table. But here this 108 is not present in the parent table. The child table cannot have any new value which is not present in the parent table. So this is the discrepancy. What should be done so that any changes made in the primary key column in parent table are automatically done? So that you have used on cascade, on delete cascade or on update cascade. So these are the answers. Games is the parent table and player is the child table. Player table, primary key is P code, foreign key is G code. Games table, primary key is G code. Degree 3 plus 4 7 and cardinality 4 into 5, that is 20. Yes, I told you 108 is not present in the parent table, so that is the discrepancy. And for any changes that are done in primary key of the column, if they are automatically to be done in child key, you have to use on delete cascade and on update cascade. This is a player and games table. Display P code, G name and corresponding name of all the games having prize money below 10,000 from the above tables. So what you have to display is P code. So you'll write select P code, comma G code, comma names of all the game, that is G name. So P code, G code. P code is in this table, G code is in both the tables, and G name. So it means you require both the tables, so join is required. So from player comma games you have to write. So see the answer. Select P code comma P dot G code comma G name. From the two tables are required, where P dot G code is equal to G dot G code. So whenever if the column names are same in both the tables, you have to write this alias name dot or table name dot. Here I have used alias name P and G respectively, so I can write P dot G code is equal to G dot G code, and price below 10,000. So below 10,000. This is how the two tables are joined. This particular part is compulsory when there are two tables in from clause. Display player name, game name, prize money from the above tables in descending order of price. Again, see whether two tables are required. Yes. So it will be select name, comma G name, comma price from two tables are required. So this is the compulsory part. Order of a price, because it is written here, descending order of price. If order or arrange such type of words are used in the question, you have to write order by. Order by, on which basis it is asked? Price. So order by price. Descending order, for descending order we use DESC. A table employee has 4 records and 5 columns, that is 4 rows. Records means rows. So 4 rows and 5 columns. And table department has 12 records, that is 12 rows and 6 columns. And he want to display details present in both the tables, but he forgot to specify the equijoin condition. Now how many rows and columns will be displayed? It means it will find the Cartesian product. So it is a cross join or Cartesian product, and rows will be 48. 48, how you got 48? That is 4 records here and 12 records here. 12 into 4. Cardinality is multiplied. Number of records. Cardinality means number of records. Number of records are multiplied. Number of columns are added. So you got 11, because here there is 5 column and 6 column. So 5 plus 6 is 11. Number of columns are added. Number of rows are multiplied. So 4 into 12 is 48 and 5 plus 6 is 11. So few more queries you can practice. Display name of all the tourists and their to date, name of this places they are traveling to, and total number of amount to be paid. So if it requires both the tables, then you have to use join. List the name of tourist whose name contain maximum 5 characters. So this require the function, string functions. Display P code, or you can use like also. Display P code of all tourists who have tours booked for January. So first answer, select tourist name, comma tour date, comma place name, AMT into NOP. Here it is written and total amount to be paid. So what is total amount? Amount per person into number of persons. So whenever you have to use formula in any query, it is always used in the select part. Remember it. Whenever you have to use any formula like this, it is always used in the select part. As you can give a heading to that particular column. This is 2 tables required, and whenever 2 tables are required, this type of joining statement is required. Now next question. List names of those tourists whose name contain maximum 5 characters. So maximum number of characters in the string is found using length function. So length tourist name less than, maximum 5 means it should be less than or equal to 5. And it is written descending order of agency. So whenever order or arrange word is used, we use order by. So order by agency DESC. Next question, display P code, T code of all tourists. So you'll write select P code, T code from both the tables, where P code is equal to code, and this condition of all tourists who have tours booked for January. January means month. It means there is no column month, there is whole date present in this column. So from date you have to extract month part, because you have to check January here. So to extract month part, you have month or month name. So the answer will be month to a date is equal to 1. January is first month, or you can write month name tour date is equal to January. If you are using month name function here, you can write January here. If you are using month function like this, then you have to write 1 for January. Now next type of question that you get is to find the output. Select tourist name. So this will be the heading displayed from tourist complex where P code is equal to G code. So what will you do is you pick up one value from first table and compare here, and when the condition is matched, then only you'll write the tourist name. So P2 is here, so the tourist name is Hina. P5 is here, so Deep. P6 is here, so Ramesh. So this will be the output. So whenever the condition P code is equal to code is satisfied, the tourist name will be displayed. So for this also P2, it is also here P2 compared, so Harry. Select count distinct NOP. First, distinct NOP. How does distinct work? Where is the NOP column? This is the NOP column. Distinct means it will not take the duplicate values, and count will count those values. So start counting in NOP column distinct values. So 1, 2, 3, that is repeated, so it will not count. So how many different values are there? 3. Max tour date. So you find the maximum date. So this will be the output. Similarly, select agency. So these two will be the headings. From tourist, group by agency. So these records will be grouped by on the basis of the values of agency. So how many groups will be formed? 3 groups, because there are 3 different values in the agency column. Having some NOP greater than 5. Some NOP greater than 5. So it is 4 plus 2, 5. So it will be displayed only for this. So Kings 3, Shri is 6. So this is also greater than 5, and 4 plus 2 is greater than 5.